Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today for our Nexford Virtual Tour. I'd love to learn more about you guys. If you could just tell me on the chat, where in the world are you joining us from today, and which Nexford program do you wish to apply to? Perhaps you've already started your application or you've started your enrollment journey. I'd love to hear about that as well. It would be great to know more about you guys on the chat. I see we've got our first greeting here from Fasten Amos, who says, "Greetings, everybody. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining us today." All right, we've got Gladys here from Nairobi, interested in an MSDT. Fantastic. Have you started your application yet? Hi, Linda. Great to meet you as well. We've got Sola joining from Nigeria, interested in an MBA. Hello, Karina from Indonesia, also MBA. Fantastic. Hi, Talal. Linda, you're from Nairobi, Kenya. Fantastic. We have a lot of learners from Kenya. We'd love for you to join us too. We've got Rodwell from Zimbabwe, interested in MSDT. Fantastic. Hello, hello, Rodwell. All right. Who else? Who has already started their application journey? We're hearing from Fasten again from Tanzania, interested in an MSDT. That's wonderful. We've got 2 people already interested in an MSDT. Linda, BBA March cohort. Okay, I'm happy to hear that. I was waiting to hear from somebody that they're already, they've already applied, they're already enrolled. We've got Talal starting on the 1st of March. Fantastic. Okay, Gladys, March cohort as well. I'm very happy to hear that. That means you guys know exactly when the next intake starts. I know that's a common question, one that I'm happy to answer to everybody as well today. We've got Simeon from Nigeria, interested in an MBA, and Francis from Nigeria, interested in a BSc in Business Administration. Hello, Agnes from Kenya, BBA April intake. Okay, okay. So we've discovered also future intakes. That's wonderful. Glad to hear. All right. Okay, I'll start sharing my screen, guys, so we can get started. Anybody who's got their camera or their video on, I would appreciate if you can just maybe turn off the mic for now. All right. Okay. All right, let's get started, guys. Thanks so much for everybody for waiting. So I just want to first introduce myself to everybody. My name is Mai, and I'm a senior Nexford Application Specialist. I have been with Nexford for more than 5 years now, and during that time, I have spoken with many aspiring learners, such as yourselves, keen to start their Nexford University learning journey, and you have common questions about how the learning experience at Nexford is going to be different from other online universities. I get common questions about online learning in general, and are you going to feel isolated? Are you going to feel alone? How exactly are you going to be able to interact with other Nexford learners or even faculty members or professors? Where is all the material going to be? Are there books you have to get? Additional material, things like that. And so any concerns you have or just any questions, we'll be here hopefully to address those questions today. We do have a Q&A portion at the end of the webinar where we can take questions anywhere anywhere from 15 to 20, sometimes even up to 30 minutes, depending on the time that we have on the webinar. It can be about anything about the learning experience or even how to apply, how to enroll. As you can see from the agenda today as well, we'll be talking in general about Nexford University and the programs that we offer, because I know sometimes, attendees haven't had the chance to go through our website yet. Even though our website, you will find, has all the information that you need about every program, about its requirements, its cost, what the course curriculum is, how to apply and how to enroll, and so on. But it is a lot of information, and I know sometimes it's easier to just ask the direct questions, for what you need, and that's what we're here to do as well. Today, we'll have an overview of the application process, as well as talk about scholarship opportunities for international students, and then finally do sort of a short virtual tour of the online platform, and talk about the different learner benefits that you get studying at Nexford, and like I said, finally the Q&A portion at the very end. So having said that, before we start just talking about our programs, I'd love to introduce also the lovely panelists with me on the call today. We've got a faculty member, Dr. Bill Reed, who's on the call with us today. We have also got two Nexford graduates that I would love to introduce themselves. But if we can please start with Dr. Bill, if you could just tell everybody a bit more about yourself.
Hi, Mai. Thank you. Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. I am Dr. Bill. I've been with Nexford for a little over 4 years now. I've been working in online education for about 25 years now. I started when it was called distance learning. So I'm kind of familiar with the platforms and the use of it. I live in the United States. I'm about 100 kilometers south of New York City. I've also lived outside of Chicago and in New York for a short period of time. I teach obviously in the business area, and many of you who join us in the next coming weeks and months, you may see me in your first or second courses somewhere around there. And I welcome you to this information webinar. And I will be brief right now, but I will be back later to talk a little bit more. So thank you and welcome.
Amazing. Thanks so much for the warm welcome, Dr. Bill. I'd love to also hear from Malan Alexis, if you can introduce yourself to everybody, tell everybody a bit about yourself and what you do and what program at Nexford you studied.
Good afternoon, everyone. Malan Alexis from Abidjan in Côte d'Ivoire. And thank you to be here with you this afternoon in Côte d'Ivoire and morning everywhere in the world. So I'm Malan from Ivory Coast. I'm currently working with Société Générale, a leading French bank operating in Africa and Europe, and as a vice president of structured finance. Formerly, I work with an investment fund based in Africa, across Africa, where I support SMEs operation in the country like Ghana, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, and more. So, and my program at Nexford consists to an MBA in May 2021, and I get my degree in 2020. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Malan. I think the audio is a little choppy in some parts, but
Okay.
yeah, no
Can you
worries.
hear me now?
Hopefully, yes.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, we'd love to hear next from Yemi Solves. If you can also introduce yourself to everybody, let everybody know which Nexford program you studied and perhaps what you currently do.
Hi everyone, my name is Yemi Solves and I am from Nigeria. I completed my MBA program in 2024. I did specialization in artificial intelligence. I am currently a co-founder of two startups. One is a for-profit AI-enabled marketing technology startup, and the second is an NGO startup. I also mentor. I was a peer mentor during my MBA program, and I still mentor learners in the MBA program and a few learners in the BBA program. And this is something I do with so much joy. to teach. I love teaching. I love guiding and helping people navigate through challenges generally. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I am Yemi Solves. Okay, so, and it's good to be here. And nice meeting Dr. B. Reid. It's good to see you. Dr. B. Reid was our professor in the US 6100. It's good meeting you on this call. All right, so that's all about me.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Yemi. I'm glad to hear that, that energy and the excitement that you're bringing also to the webinar today. So yeah, everybody, let's get started. I can see we have 21 attendees right now. So I'll share my screen again. What I'm going to share now, guys, is a welcome video from our founder and our CEO, Fadl Tarzi, where he tells everybody more about Nexford University and Nexford's mission and how we got started. Just a note for you, this video is included in the introductory course that you'll be required to take once you get enrolled at Nexford. So it's in the online platform sorry about that. Yeah, it's in the online platform in what we call the NXU Orientation, which is a short course you're going to be required to take once you get enrolled at Nexford. Right, so I will play this just for everybody, just for a few seconds.
It's been said that the future is a convenient place for dreams, so why not dream big? I've always known education changes lives, but I first realized its impact over a decade ago. On my entrepreneurial journey, I saw a gap between the skills of college graduates and the needs of employers. With my own startups, I struggled to find people with the right competencies. For example, I couldn't find a software engineer with effective communication skills. I couldn't find the creative designers who could plan. I thought to myself, is this why unemployment stats of college graduates grab so many media headlines? And it's not a graduate's fault. Burdened by heavy debt, cohorts of learners walk away from university unprepared for the workplace. That's why I set out to create a university for you, one that I'm convinced has the potential to positively impact lives as well as millions worldwide. I'm Fadl Al-Tarzi, and I can proudly say that I'm the founder and CEO of Nexford University. Expect NXU to meet you where you are and to equip you with the skills you need to succeed in your career. And just because you're learning online doesn't mean you're alone. If you ever feel lonely or frustrated, use our interactive features, share widely on social media, book a chat with your success advisor, speak to a faculty member, connect with your peers, and please, talk to me. I'd like your real-time feedback so that we can continue, with the help of your insight, to improve Nexford experience for future generations. I'm proud of what we've achieved. I hope you share my pride in being part of something bigger than yourself, a next-generation American university that's affordable and accessible to all. As a valued member of our community, I encourage you to follow us on social media, wear our yellow and black university colors with pride. And lastly, do your best. I wish you every success.
Hey guys, that is just an introduction to Nexford University. I can see, yeah, for anybody who has just joined the webinar, just wanting to let everybody know this webinar is being recorded, so you can watch a playback on our YouTube channel once we've uploaded it. And if you ever need a link to the recording, just let our team know. Of course, reach out to us on WhatsApp or any of our different forms of communication, and we'll be super happy to share it with you so that you can watch a playback and learn more. All right, so that was, as you heard, a welcome video, and to just give you a brief of how Nexford sort of got started, but I would like to tell you more in general, and of course welcome you as well to this webinar today in Nexford University, and to tell you that Nexford University is designed for a global audience that's looking to build in-demand skills while earning recognized and accredited credentials. We have learners from more than 110 countries around the world right now, and we would love for you to join this global learner community. We have reimagined what a modern university experience looks like. We torn down the walls of the traditional campus, and we designed a modern learning experience that's 100% online. By leveraging technology, we deliver world-class education at a fraction of the cost of traditional universities. In fact, a Nexford degree costs about 87% less than the average online American degree. So we are one of the most affordable American universities around the world, and our programs are future-focused and competency-based, enabling you to build practical skills you will use to get ahead in your career. So why do learners choose Nexford? There are a lot of reasons, honestly, for this, but here are some that we've sort of summarized for you. So first of all, Nexford was designed for online learning. Nexford was created as an online university from the very beginning. We didn't start as a traditional university and then we moved online. We built everything with the global learner in mind, and we designed our program specifically for the online space. We're also relevant and flexible. We want the skills that learners gain to always stay relevant, so we regularly update and we adjust our courses to meet industry needs. Flexibility is also key, so some learners can finish a course in 1 month while others can take 2 months. It's really up to you. We practice a flexible pace structure at Nexford, which means that you can finish faster or slower depending on your schedule and your pace as well as your study goals. So apart from that, we're of course licensed and accredited. So to confer degrees in the US, a university must first be licensed, and we are licensed in Washington, D.C. We're also accredited by the DEAC, which means we've gone through a rigorous process to meet high standards for quality education. We'll talk a little more about accreditation in the next slide, because I know it's a common question we get. And then finally, building connections. We believe learning should be a community experience. So at Nexford, learners connect with each other and with our faculty members to create a supportive network. It's about building a global community where everyone can learn and grow together. So a little more on the accreditation. Like I said, Nexford is accredited by the Distance Education Accrediting Commission, which is DEAC for short. The DEAC is listed by the U.S. Department of Education as a recognized accrediting agency and is also recognized by the Council for Higher Education Accreditation, which is CHIA for short. We're licensed by the Higher Education Licensure Commission, which is HELC, in Washington, D.C., which is the same organization that licenses all physical universities operating in D.C. Okay, now an overview on all of our programs at Nexford. So we created our programs using what we call a workforce alignment model. This means that our programs are designed to be forward-looking, ensuring that they include the skills employers are actively seeking today. So to do this, we not only conduct in-depth research, but we also work with a global advisory board. Our advisory board, made up of industry experts, help us identify the most important skills for today's workforce. And we meet with them several times a year to review new programs and to suggest updates to existing ones. For example, we recently revamped our BBA degree program, and their insights played a very big role in shaping those changes. So our goal has always been to help learners connect with the careers that they want. And that's why we offer a range of programs to suit different needs. So we have 4 master's degree programs right now. Our flagship program is the MBA, but we've also introduced new programs like most of you already know, like the MSDT, which is a Master of Science in Digital Transformation. We've got data analytics, and we've got entrepreneurship. The Master of Science in Entrepreneurship is unique with 16 courses to complete compared to 12 courses in our other master degree programs. As for our bachelor's degree, our BBA offers specializations in areas like AI, and business analytics, entrepreneurship, and digital marketing, so learners can focus on the fields that matter most to them. We also offer short certificates as well as individual courses for those that are not ready to commit to a full program, or perhaps the moment you cannot afford to commit to a full program. So we offer these short certificates with just about 4 or 5 courses that can be completed in 4 to 6 months. We also, you can also take individual courses if you want to focus on just one specific topic. And the great thing is about this is that we have the stackable credentials option, which means if you take any courses or any short certificates that are already included in the curriculum of the degree program that you choose to study in the future, once you're more financially ready or you have the time to commit to the full program, you're not going to be required to repeat the courses or certificates that you've already taken. So that means you can finish your degree in the future even faster. So when designing these courses, we've always had a strong foundation in business, but over time we've integrated technology, and we emphasized the importance of power skills like communication and teamwork, because having the knowledge is important, but knowing how to connect and work with others is just as critical for success. So now that we've given an overview of these courses or these programs and the skills you're expected to gain from these programs, let's break them down a little bit more and start by talking about the graduate degree programs, starting with the MBA degree program. Please, everybody feel free also to take a screenshot of this slide if you like, just with a little overview of the MBA program, how many courses it has, the average completion time, and so on. But again, all of this information is available all on our website, and you can always just reach out to our team to get more information. So the MBA at Nexford, as you can see, is a flexible and versatile degree with specializations like AI, cybersecurity, fintech and blockchain, and sustainability. And it's designed to build both core knowledge and leadership skills for career advancement. It's highly project-based, focusing on real-world applications like creating international market entry strategies that incorporate global financial, economic, and sustainability factors. So who should take an MBA? People who might want to be an analyst or a VP or a managing director or a chief operations officer or even a CEO. So it's a very versatile degree. Next, I want to talk about our Master of Science in Digital Transformation. I know we have some attendees on the call today already with their eyes set on this program. So the MSDT is another flexible hands-on degree that's designed to prepare professionals to lead innovation and to drive business value in today's tech-driven world. With a focus in AI, cybersecurity, innovation, and technology management, it equips learners with the skills to solve real-world problems and stay ahead in the rapidly evolving tech landscape. This program is highly project-based, focusing on practical applications like developing AI-driven tools to improve healthcare efficiency and operations. It's all about learning by doing and applying technology to create real impact. So who should take the MSDT? It's ideal for aspiring CIOs, innovation managers, technology strategists, or anyone looking for or to lead technology enablement in their organization. If you want to drive innovation and transform your organization, then this degree is for you. You'll see at the top here, top right, these sort of logos for CompTIA. So CompTIA is the world's most trusted certifying body of IT professionals. They are the largest vendor-neutral credentialing program for technology workers. CompTIA has awarded more than 2.5 million certifications in areas such as cybersecurity, networking, cloud computing, and technical support. So the MSDT program curriculum includes integrated CompTIA certification preparation courses like Network Plus, Security Plus, and Project Plus, which become accessible after reaching the halfway point of your program without any charges, any extra charges. So these courses can be accessed through both Canvas and my NXU platforms, and those are the learning management system that we use at Nexford, which we'll show you a little later on in the webinar. Moving on to the Master of Science in Data Analytics. Data is at the core of everything that we do, and this program is designed to equip learners with the essential skills needed to thrive in today's data-driven world. You'll gain expertise in machine learning, data visualization, modeling, mining, and while also covering important topics like law, ethics, and how to communicate effectively. So throughout the program, you'll work on projects like creating data visualization narratives that help guide strategic decision-making and transforming complex data into compelling reports and stories. Plus, you'll also have the opportunity to earn a CompTIA certification, as you can see at the top here, adding even more value to your learning experience with the CompTIA Data Plus certification. All right, next we'll talk about the Master of Science in Entrepreneurship. It's a dynamic and forward-thinking program, and it's designed for both aspiring entrepreneurs and those who are just looking to lead or scale an already established business. So it covers essential skills like product design, marketing strategy, and scaling an organization, along with innovative seminar courses that focus on soft skills such as communication and leadership. So students will work on practical projects, including building a product roadmap that connects business strategy to commercial success. This program is perfect for anyone looking to enhance their strategic insight or their leadership skills and overall effectiveness as a business leader. All right, moving on to the undergraduate degree program. our BBA degree program. But for anything I've covered so far, please guys, if you have questions about it, don't hesitate to drop your questions in the Q&A section or the Q&A portion in your Zoom application, and we have a Nexford Application Specialist from our team in the background helping to answer your questions, and of course we'll take these questions live at the end as well. All right, so our Bachelor of Business Administration, our BBA degree program, it has, like I said, recently been redesigned to be even more flexible for learners. So we know that many people out there have already taken some courses or gained some skills, so we can allow you to transfer up to 50% of your credits into the BBA degree program. This way, you don't need to retake classes for skills you already have, and while bachelor's degrees typically take 4 years, at Nexford you can often finish in 3 or a little less than 3. So we're really excited about how these changes make earning a degree more accessible and more practical. And as you can see in the slide here, you can gain up to 4 specializations studying the BBA degree program. We currently actually offer 6 different BBA specializations, including entrepreneurship, artificial intelligence, business analytics, and finance. So, and also people operations. There's so much flexibility in the BBA degree program that now, with a certain combination of courses, you can graduate having up to 4 different specializations. So it's very, very flexible. Okay, moving on to the application process or the admissions process at Nexford. Starting with a popular question, do we have scholarships at Nexford? And we do. So eligible international applicants can apply for a partial scholarship, depending on the program that you're applying for. Of course, you still must meet the admission requirements for your chosen program. And eligibility, you would need to apply and then still get approval from our scholarships team. But our scholarship opportunities only apply for the graduate degree programs like the MBA and all of the Master of Science degree programs we offer, as well as the BBA degree program. So they do not apply to single courses or short certificates. Now, more on admission requirements. So for any degree program or certificate at Nexford, applications for enrollment will be reviewed by our admissions team, and in most cases, we require the submission of official transcripts sent to us from your previous institution. For single courses, however, we've made the Nexford registration process easier, which means you can enroll right away and start learning as soon as the next intake, which in our case is March 1, without paying an application fee. This means you only need to enroll and pay the one-time tuition fee for the single course of your interest. So that has a different sort of registration process than any degree or certificate at Nexford. But regardless of what you're applying for, all applicants must provide the following documents, which includes the government-issued identification. So this can be your national ID or passport or driver's license or voter's card or your birth certificate, as well as a clear photo of yourself, like a passport quality photo. We also need an official transcript from your prior education. And then some international students may be asked to submit a proof of English proficiency. Now, let's get more specific about the certificate requirements for the degrees, such as the MBA and the MSDA. We just need a bachelor's degree from an accredited university in business or a related field. If you don't have this for the MBA, then you would be required to take a prerequisite course called Business Fundamentals prior to degree enrollment in the MBA. For the MSDA, we need a statistics course that you would take before degree enrollment if, again, your bachelor's degree is not in a business or related field. As for the MSDT, we need a bachelor's degree from an accredited university in IT, business, or a related field. Otherwise, you would need to take a Foundations of Digital Transformation course prior to degree enrollment. For the MSE, we just need a bachelor's degree that is accredited. And then for our BBA degree program, we just need a high school certificate or anything equivalent like a GED or a HiSET or a TASC, and then just valid copies of your official diploma and transcript in English. And then for the single courses or the certificates, the same applies for the graduate, level certificates or courses. We need a bachelor's degree from an accredited university. For the undergraduate, just what is equivalent to a senior high school certificate or diploma. Now, actually getting started. So once you've reviewed the admission requirements, like what we've just discussed, and you make sure that you meet the requirements for the program that you're applying to, simply go to apply.nxu.nexford.edu to start your application and submit your application, pay the $25 mandatory one-time fee, and then you should get a positive application decision, hopefully within 1 to 2 days. If there's any delay, that may only be because there's some discrepancies in your application, such as your name doesn't match, between your documents and your ID, or perhaps you have documents that need translating. We do offer in-house translation. So things like that might delay your application. Otherwise, you can even receive a same-day decision on your application. And then you log back into our online portal to confirm your enrollment. You sign the enrollment agreement. You pay at least the first month tuition of your chosen program, and you select your start date, and that's it. And then you get started. You just need to make sure to confirm your enrollment by February 26th if you plan to join our next intake. So our programs start on the 1st of every month, and our next intake, as most of you on this call already know, as I can tell, our next cohort is on March 1st. And our programs, like I said, start in the beginning of every month. So if you cannot meet that intake, we have April 1, May 1, and so on. Anybody can get enrolled today and choose a future start date up to 3 months ahead. This can be beneficial if you're applying for a scholarship offer that's a limited time offer, perhaps that we only have this month, for example. That way you can secure the scholarship offer and then still choose a future start date if you're not ready to start your program right away. Okay, the last bit I want to talk about before I show you the online learning platform and we move on is just some positive learner outcomes at Nexford, which is why we do what we do. So we did a survey for 2024 for our graduates, and these are the results of that survey. Is that 96% of alumni are full-time employed across global companies. 80% of them received a promotion within just 18 months, and then 54% got a salary increase within just a year, with some earning up to 75% more. 77% reported a workplace alignment, meaning that their degree skills matched their career goals. We have 84% that are currently in roles from managers to C-suite. And then we have 74% reported being employed in ICT, finance, and operation sectors. And finally, 98% of our alumni from 2024 would recommend Nexford. So yeah, these are just some outcomes. I would love to see the results of 2025 as well from everybody, hopefully on the call with us today, should you join our intake and start studying with us. All right, so I will start sharing my screen, guys, for the online platform as promised. And a reminder, guys, for the Q&A, I don't see anybody has dropped any questions yet, but I'm excited to hear from you guys. You can even direct questions, of course, to Dr. Bill or the graduates with us on the call today. All right, so I'm sharing my screen right now to show the online learning platform at Nexford. So once you get enrolled, which means you've completed your application and enrollment process, you will get access to our online learning platform, which is Canvas, which is super user-friendly. And there's also a mobile application called Canvas Student. Everybody's welcome to download this today if they like, but you will not be able to access Nexford's online platform yet until you have your login credentials after enrollment. If you're an Android user or an iPhone user, of course, you can download this. It's great to use the app for studying on the go, perhaps when you're commuting or before you go to bed. You want to check your courses. You can even do some assignments on your phone if possible. You can get connected with fellow learners, check your inbox, connect with faculty members and your calendar, check your grades, and so much more. So Canvas is very, very user-friendly. I hope I get a chance to show you some of its features today. But I want to start by just talking about the NXU orientation over here. We showed you a sneak peek earlier of the welcome video from our CEO, Fadal Tarzi, which is the first thing in this NXU orientation, which is your welcome package once you get enrolled at Nexford. It's a short course that includes just 4 modules that cover the following, just, how to navigate through Canvas. You get access to all of the university policies and the different academic resources, and you get tips on how to succeed with online learning and so much more. So it just equips you with everything you need to know to succeed. And then in the module 1, as I said, it has 4 modules, which is shorter, of course, than any standard Nexford course, which has 6 modules and a final project. But in module 1 here, right from the beginning, we encourage learners to join our WhatsApp groups, our learner WhatsApp groups. It's great to have a study buddy from the beginning of your program. And like I said, we have learners from more than 110 countries around the world right now. So, this means you can join WhatsApp groups that are either country-specific, program-specific, or intake-specific. Next, you're going to learn about peer mentors. So peer mentors are current Nexford learners that are dedicated to making you feel welcome and to help you get settled in the new learning environment. You can get matched or paired with a peer mentor. Just reach out to our success team and they will match you with a dedicated peer mentor. And as you progress through the NXU orientation, we ask you from the beginning to introduce yourself to the Nexford community in our discussion forum. So every course at Nexford has a discussion forum where normally you're going to see people, learners sparking, debates or so on about the course content and the actual topics within the course. But for the NXU orientation here, we're just giving you a prompt to introduce yourself to everybody, let everybody know what your goals are, studying at Nexford, how you got started. A lot of people like to share a link to their LinkedIn profile to get even more connected. And then, of course, I'm not an Nexford learner, so this is, you'll see at the bottom here that the topic is closed for comments, but normally at the bottom here is where you can see the different posts from different learners. You can see them commenting to each other's posts and, reacting and engaging and so on. And that is just one of the many ways you can start getting connected with the global learner community. And like I said, you'll get, access to all of the different policies and the different resources, like the Learner Success Resource Center, the Nexford University knowledge base. You'll have all the information you need, at the tip of your hands at any time. And then finally, getting support. So I mentioned the success team a few times. Who is the success team? They're comprised of success advisors posted all around the world, allowing you nearly 24/7 access to reach out to them, whether you want to chat with them on WhatsApp, maybe you want to book a 1-hour session with them on a call. You can email them at any point. And this way, you can just reach out to them at any point about your learning experience. They serve sort of as your coach or your mentor throughout your studying at Nexford, and they can get very specific with you about the kind of advice that you need. Perhaps you need help, goal setting, or figuring out how you can study within the day or within your week, so they can learn more about your study schedule, they can learn more about your work schedule or your family responsibilities and so on, and they can tell you specifically when may be the best time for you, depending on your lifestyle, to do your studying. So anybody can study from 10 to 20 hours a week to be on top of their Nexford studies. And of course, what you can complete in 1 hour may vary from what somebody else can complete in that same hour. So again, this can vary as long as you get on top of your application. You get on top of your assignment submissions and assessments and so on, then you'll definitely be on track. And if ever you have any technical difficulties, you can always reach out to our IT team. And often you'll find our success advisors reach out to you before you even think of reaching out to them. And that is because they are tracking your progress. They can tell if it looks like you're perhaps falling behind in your studies or anything like that. And let me show you a sneak peek of also a standard Nexford course. So I said a standard Nexford course has 6 modules as well as a final project. I'll just give you an overview of that. So leadership and organizational development is one of our early on MBA courses. As you can see, modules 1 all the way throughout 6. And each module has different sections. You'll see they have different assignments. If I scroll all the way to the bottom, that is where you have the final project. And if ever you're enrolled in a course you're about to start and you want to know who is the professor teaching this course, just go to the people section. And again, I'm, not an expert learner, so no, but in a regular course, you would be able to see all of the learners enrolled in the course with you. And in the column of role, just look for student or teacher. If you find teacher written, and that is the teacher who's teaching this course, you can even click on their profile to get their contact information and reach out to them before you even get started. So I do want to say that leadership and organizational development, Dr. Bill is a teacher in this course. So I'd love for you perhaps to talk more about the program and perhaps, assignments and grading and so on.
Thank you, Mai.
Thank you,
And
Mai.
yes, this
And
is
yes,
one of
this
the
is
early
one of
on
the
courses, and it's hosted on the Canvas platform. Just a brief comment on the Canvas. I've worked with dozens of different platforms, and as Mai indicated, this is one of the most user-friendly that I'm familiar with. You're looking at it here, even though you see in the address bar it says Nexford.instructure. That's simply the name they use. This is the Canvas platform. All the information you need for this course is here, including links to the library, including writing assistance and things like that. One of the major issues that come up is writing skills. Some people are very, very good. Others haven't written anything seriously in years. We accommodate that. We work with that. And this is why this is called a school, because it's time to learn. And you may not learn it the first day, but sometime within the program, you should cover it. I would like to go right to an assignment now, Mai, to show them the meat of this whole thing. There's so much here we could talk about, but really most students that I'm aware of have questions about this. Here you're looking at the overall course. And just for an example, if you'd go to module 2, Mai, about the case for change, each module is laid out this way, very informative. It gives you the overview of the assignment, the scenario, what's going on, and so on, and then the assignment instructions. The assignment instructions are very detailed. They cover the important issues that we need to cover during this learning, the reading requirements, how we're going to look at it, some tips, and so on about the particular topic of this module. After you do your reading and you do your studying, then we move along to the assignment itself. And as you can see right there, this particular assignment's looking for up to 5 pages, supporting your information with references and so on. Now, one of the really important parts of it is where you see here the view the rubric. This is what the faculty will use to grade your assignment. We share this with you up front so that you can use this rubric as your roadmap to complete your assignment. They have different criteria, which is you see there on the left, and the ratings in various categories, and the instructor will assign a point value to each one of those criteria. The number of criteria can range anywhere from 5 to 6 or so, maybe 7. I don't know all the courses, but it covers the information you need. You can read exactly what I'm going to be looking for in your paper. In that first column, adequately organizes into sections, then writing clear, and so on. We do use a form of APA writing style. If you're not familiar with that, don't worry. 90% of you probably are not. It's okay. We go into that, but it is a writing style that's used in business. Not awfully complicated, but again, we have the help for you here in what we have the writing lab, where you can look up information on how to set up a page, how to set up the title page, how to set up your reference page. Very, very informative. And on top of that, I know I do, and I'm sure other professors provide additional resources that you can use to help clarify any questions you may have. We do have the library. You see it right there. It's called the LIRN library. This library will cover 99% of everything you need to look up. There are multiple databases within the library that you can look on, as Mai is showing you now about Entrepreneur Database. It just goes on. The information is unbelievable what is available to you in this library. And this is, again, included in your tuition and so on, and use it. Now there, that part you can see about the Chicago manual and so on. We work with APA, so keep that in mind. And you will get tips and suggestions on that from your instructors as you move along. I think one of the important things is that to know that while we are online and we are global, your instructor is just one click away. There is in the bottom of each page, there's a way you can contact support, and there's a way to contact your instructor, either through messages, email, and if you have the need, we'd be happy to sit down with you for 10 or 15 minutes and have a one-on-one session. You can schedule them right from this page here. You could see on the other page, I should say, where is a link to my schedule. You can go in there and pick a date and a time. I also suggest you could email me and we could find a time that may not be listed there. We easily work around various time zones. All of the faculty here are so used to doing that. We're a regular participant in figuring out time zones. So don't let that bother you. That was a quick look at this. I'm looking at the time. I'm going to turn this back to Mai right now, but I will be here for the duration of the webinar and be happy to answer any questions you may have. So thank you, Mai.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bill. As you guys saw, like the grading rubric is something you definitely need to really focus on and utilize that option for every single assignment that you get, because it's very, very detailed on what is required for you in the assignment to be able to get the points or the grades that you really need. Having said that, I know that faculty members at Nexford host live lectures with learners about twice a month. It's only optional though, so it's not required for you to attend. It isn't mandatory, but it's very, very useful. It's very beneficial. You can even, of course, as Dr. Bill said, book a one-on-one also with faculty members. You can email them and so on. So you always also can reach out to your professors. So just a little more on these live lectures, because I think, I've heard how really beneficial they are for learners and how they can get additional information and tips on these faculty sessions. I want to ask you, Dr. Bill, if you could tell us more about them, and when you host them or hold these with learners, is it one of the most common ways you communicate with learners or so on? How many learners can join these faculty sessions? If you could just tell us more.
Sure. This is held twice a month. I do them twice a month. They're an hour long each. As Mai said, it's optional. You can be there. You don't get credit for being there. You don't lose any credit for not going. This is strictly informational. And I come to these sessions with a totally open agenda. Whatever questions you have drive the conversation in those sessions. So if you have a question about the MBA program, fine. If you have a question about course content, fine. Honestly, what I don't know much about is admission and tuition payments and all that. That's a separate area. But if it's about the course or the program, I would be glad to answer any questions I can have. I can help you with. And if I don't know the answer, well, we can easily find it. It's not that difficult to do. But the sessions are informative and they're very participative. Give you a quick example. A number of years ago, we had a student who wanted to open a business. His mother made excellent bread. And I believe he was from Egypt or Nigeria. Anyway, through this conversation, we ended up with a group of consultants of fellow students who was helping this student. He was in Nigeria, and he was moving to the Philippines, and he wanted to open up this bread shop. Well, we had consultants from China, we had consultants from the Philippines and other parts of Asia. We had consultants from Africa, from Egypt, and parts of Europe, all working with this student, suggesting ideas of how he was going to sell his mom's bread when he got to the Philippines. So to me, that's the epitome of how this can work out. You have an idea and someone somewhere in our system in the world might be able to help you with that. So aside from the content of the material, of course, a lot can come out of these sessions about these open sessions we hold. And each professor does it twice a month. And where it leads is very interesting often, but we cover the content and we can cover other ways you use your MBA, and things we may not be thinking of today, but we think of tomorrow. And when the session's over, they are recorded. I know when we schedule these, we can't possibly accommodate everybody's schedule, but they're recorded and available for you to look at your leisure. And then you could ask questions of me later in that. But that's basically how these sessions work. They're very informative. We have attendance up to 30, 40, 70 people sometimes, depending on the course and so on. But that's the general layout of how we work the information sessions during the course.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing, Dr. Bill. All right. I know I've kept you guys waiting. Yemi and Malan, I'd love to hear more about your experience with Nexford. But first, if I can ask Yemi, if do you remember what motivated you to enroll at Nexford back in 2021?
Okay, so can you hear me clearly?
Yes, yes, I can.
So for me, I simply wanted to advance my career and also advance my career as a business person. I had already launched into the world of entrepreneurship, right? So I needed to expose myself to the academic knowledge of business, right? And I also, I had this interest in academics. I wanted to learn more. I wanted to simply advance my, expose myself to advanced education. So at Nexford just was the right fit for me because I wanted an educational experience outside Nigeria. So I wanted an educational experience outside Nigeria, and I also I needed something affordable. So two things: it's outside Nigeria, and it is affordable, right? So I could also enroll and enjoy the program without necessarily traveling away from my home country. So that in itself was what made it much was what made it more appealing for me. Okay, and it's been an amazing experience thus far. It's been an amazing experience thus far. Yeah. So thank you.
Wonderful. No, thanks for sharing. I'm glad to hear that, Yemi. So let me ask you, since we're also on this topic, how would you say Nexford has changed your life so far since then?
Okay, so for me, one one very important thing was I I met really, really, really amazing people, very amazing people. I was able to network with people across the world. I mean, I have friends from outside Nigeria. I have friends from Kenya, Ghana, Malaysia. I mean, I have a friend from Indonesia just through Nexford. So it's like it's like when one of the things I learned years back was how internet has made the world into a global village. So when you say the internet made the world a global village, so there's a difference between you knowing that the world is a global village and then you experience it through social media, through Facebook, through Twitter and the likes. And then there's a different it's that experience is different from the other experience where you you are able to form connections, you're able to meet people, build relationships with people all over the world without traveling or leaving your your comfort zone, right? So and that was something for me, aside from the curriculum, which is definitely great. But I think the major thing for me is the connections, is the power of networking that I was able to harness in Nexford and with Nexford learners and alumni. So and that's a big thing, really. That's a big thing. You're able to meet people from different walks of life, different sectors, different industries, different. I mean, people with different experiences. You get to learn and build strong and lasting relationships with them. So yeah, so that's has made my experience with as a learner in Nexford and now as an alumni and as an alumnus really what's why. So yeah.
That's incredible. I love that so much. Global village, that's amazing as well. So thank you so much for sharing more about your experience as well as, the benefits that you felt you really had after all this time, post-graduation. So yeah, thanks, Yemi. I'd love to hear next also from Alexis, if you can tell us also about, what motivated you to join or enroll Nexford back in 2021, as well as finally what your some of your favorite parts were at Nexford and some of your challenges.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. Okay, my story with Nexford started at the end of December 2020, and when I was promoted to the new position of country representative of my company. And normally, when I got this position, my new responsibilities include leading the office in Ivory Coast and Senegal, 2 countries now. And the scope of operation, my duties increase. And besides that, I have also got duties to manage various internal and external stakeholders in the business environment, and also staying up to date with recent developments in the business environment. So due to my full-time duties, I was looking for an online program that offer flexibilities along with pay-as-you-go tuition fee system. And after reviewing various MBA program, and what I was impressed with Nexford's academic model, which addressed at that time real world assignments that are readily applicable to business setting. And Dr. Reed explained this clearly when we discussed with different lecturers. We have a possibility to directly apply what you learn in the business environment. And also, amazing things was related to the fact that Nexford academic plan is based on a learning by doing methodology. So we can continuously encourage learners to explore new solutions and implement business case for their career progression. So in short, it's all that things that really convince me to go for Nexford program.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Alexis. All right, wonderful. I know we're running over time here, guys. Normally these virtual tours go on for this long, to be honest, but I'm excited to hear any questions from our attendees. I'm checking here in the Q&A portion. I don't see that anybody's dropped any questions yet, but now would be the time, guys, because within 5 or 10 minutes max, we'll be starting to take some questions live. The last portion here that I want to just give an overview for everyone about is just the additional Nexford learner benefits that you get while you study at Nexford. So I know earlier we did a brief comment about the NXU library, which Dr. Bill also was talking about, which is really a robust library of over 60 million resources. It covers so many different topics, and it's a great a research tool for you to utilize while you're studying at Nexford. You saw how many different topics it covers. It's not just research papers, it's encyclopedias, it's different articles, publications, and different databases, and all of this is already included in your Nexford tuition. So aside from the NXU library, you're going to see the writing lab is something that's always in your dashboard here. So it's a resource you also always have access to. We know that not everybody's a natural born writer, and for the types of assignments you're required to do at Nexford, there may be different kinds of formatting, writing formatting that you haven't used before, like APA, which Dr. Bill mentioned. Perhaps you need advice on your academic writing or some tips on paragraph structure and grammar and so on. You're going to find all that information here through some papers as well as recorded videos for you. You're going to learn how to master the latest techniques for ethical AI use. in research and content creation. So all of this is just to ensure that your assignments shine at Nexford and you really have all the tools you need to succeed. You'll also find in Canvas on the left side navigation pane here a link to LinkedIn Learning. So LinkedIn Learning is of course connected to LinkedIn, and if you haven't heard about it before, normally you need a paid subscription to be able to access LinkedIn Learning courses. But also included in your Nexford tuition at no additional cost is access to more than 16,000 LinkedIn Learning courses and videos that cover many, many topics that do not have to be related to the Nexford program that you're currently studying. And that's the great thing about it is if you are studying, let's say MSDA, data analytics with Nexford, and you have an additional interest in marketing, you can take some marketing courses in LinkedIn Learning and gain additional certificates. Once you complete these LinkedIn Learning courses, they do get added to your resume. You can add it to your CV or your resume. It's a great way to sharpen your skills and accelerate your career growth. You're showing your current employer or your future employer that you're learning on the go. You're not just waiting to complete your Nexford program. And you will find that there are LinkedIn Learning courses already embedded within your Nexford program. So some will be courses you need to take anyway, which ensures that you're gaining additional certificates while you're studying at Nexford anyway. So that is just one of our many career services that we offer at Nexford and how we help you develop your career. So there's LinkedIn Learning, which we already covered. There's also IBM Digital Nation Africa, or IBM DNA for short, for those that are based in Africa and are interested more in cybersecurity or programming or web or AI. And then we also have Forage. So Forage is already a free resource, but we partnered up with them similarly like LinkedIn Learning, where we provide you suggestions for Forage job simulation programs that you can take. And the great thing is these are job simulation, programs. These are immersive experiences, but they let you practice real world skills in real companies like JP Morgan and Accenture, and it helps you build your confidence. It gives you a competitive edge in the job market, and you will be ready to unlock your potential and achieve your goals. You'll see that these vary in difficulty level as well as the timing. And after you complete a job simulation with Forage, you also receive, of course, a certificate of completion. So these are just some of the additional, benefits you get studying at Nexford. I'm happy to see some questions starting up in the webinar chat, guys. A question from John here. More questions are very welcome, guys, as we are wrapping up the webinar already. So while we're in our last minutes here, and we've already covered the learner benefits, as promised, we're going to get some final advice from our Nexford graduates. If we can start just hearing from Alexis first, if you could tell everybody what your final advice is for current and aspiring learners.
Yes, as final advice, what I can say to inspiring learning is to remain curious and proactive. So, Nexford is what I can say. Nexford is a reverse learning. So when you come to Nexford, there is no books, no theories. All of things is implemented in Canvas. So you need to go in depth into the material, build your business case with true companies or an imaginative company. So we have to be organized to plan your study every week, because every 10 days you need to submit your assignment, discuss with professor, discuss with success learner to explain your difficulties, to explain your success and capitalize of your learning. So I recommend them to be very well organized and proactive. And besides that, Nexford is a community. When you come, you join the alumni, you will have the opportunity to discuss with various people from Nigeria, from Ivory Coast, Côte d'Ivoire, my country, from Ghana, from Indonesia, Canada. So you will have the opportunity to build your future network. So if you plan to go abroad, if you plan to work in the workplace at Woodward, I think Westwood is the best place for you, because there are many people you can meet and discuss with them about business opportunities and also build your camaraderie for forever.
Fantastic. That's such great advice. Thank you so much, Alexis. I really hope that inspires everybody on the call with us today to just take that leap, take that step. Okay, I'd love to hear from Yemi as well. If have you got any final advice for current or aspiring learners?
Okay, so thank you. That was an amazing one from Alexis. Thank you for sharing that. So just to add, I have a couple of advice, a lot of them, but let me try and summarize everything into just two or three. Number one, knowledge. Number two, time. Number three, planning. Okay. Number one, knowledge. Number two, time. Number three, planning. So let me pick it one after the other. All right. Let me explain one after the other. Knowledge. When I say knowledge, I have seen over time that many, there are some mistakes that are avoidable when you know about them. So it's important that when you enroll into the program, because this is a different learning environment, you're not waking up in the morning and then going to one class or lecture room or somewhere. It's everything is on your computer. Okay, so and for it's very possible that this is your first online learning experience. So that means that you need to know everything possible about this new environment. So go through your canvas, and that's why I believe one of the segments in this virtual tour is a canvas virtual tour, so that you are familiar with your canvas. So it's important that you go to your canvas, go to your writing lab, go to the NXU Orientation, click everything clickable on your canvas, everything, understand the features, the settings, everything. Then secondly, study the NXU policy. Okay, there are many information on the Nexford website, on the writing lab. There's the Nexford catalog that you can study. There was something somebody said that he spent 2 weeks studying everything about NXU, right? So I think that's one of the things some of us did there. When I started my program, I started in November, but I'd been admitted before November. So I spent close to a month just studying, familiarizing myself with the canvas, familiarizing myself with people in the community, just like Alexis said. I was on the WhatsApp groups, I was meeting people, I met people even before I started the program. So that's very important. There are many things that knowing the right information will save you from. Now, the second thing is time management. Okay, so because there is no regimented, timetable or regimented schedule, it's important that you manage your time properly. And this is even more important for persons who are busy professionals. If you're a busy professional and you are a busy mom or a busy dad, this is even more important for you. So you need to manage your time. You need to schedule or map out or time blocks, maybe 2 hours or 3 hours per day. My advice is dedicate minimum of 2 hours to your study and research and assignment every blessed day, right? Try your best to map out minimum of 2 hours. It can be in the morning, it can be in the afternoon, it can be blocks of 30 minutes or blocks of 1 hour, but minimum of 2 hours. You can do more than 2 hours, but at least minimum of 2 hours dedicated daily to your academics. Okay. Then the third thing is planning. There's this cliche that if you plan to if you fail to plan, you are simply planning to fail. So I know this is something that we hear again and again, right? But it is not right. It is very, very important. If you want to succeed in this program, there is need for planning. You need to plan everything, right? So plan your sleep time, plan your entertainment time, plan your work time, plan everything. If you're a family man or a family woman, plan with your family, right? Tell your family, I am starting a program with Nexford. These are things I will be doing. These are things we need to adjust with the family time. Plan everything, okay? So that you are ahead of time. There are deadlines, right? You don't want to miss your deadlines, okay? You don't want to miss your deadline. Don't plan, you might miss your deadline. You might forget that there is a deadline that you need to meet, okay? Because nobody will be breathing down your neck and try to chase you, even though kudos to the success advisors, they send email prompts at intervals just to prompt you about upcoming deadlines so you don't miss those deadlines. But sometimes, some of us, we don't even check our email to even see those prompts. So it's important that you plan everything, okay, so that you do not lose track of your program. So, and that's it. Knowledge, know everything about the program, everything that you need to know. No. Secondly, time management. Then thirdly, plan. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Fantastic. Such great advice. Thank you so much for sharing, Yemi. I love that. As you were speaking, I could see Fasten was like saying I would add commitment to the different advice that you were providing. Definitely agree on that as well, Fasten. Thanks for adding. I can see that we are starting to get some questions, which is wonderful. So let's see what we can quickly answer before we wrap up today. So yeah, just a reminder to drop your questions, guys. So I see a question here from Simeon, and there's it's sort of a three-parter. So I think it might be fun to divide this between my co-hosts today. So for the first question, can I send this to you, Alexis? Simeon is asking, how do I go about assignment and test? Would you be able to help Simeon with this question?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. And to go for assignment and test, you need to go to Canvas, a learning environment that is available for your studies during the program. So as I said previously, each week you need to submit an assignment. And when the course started, we have a dedicated plan that is readily available for you. So you have a library, you have some resources to go into and get information and plan your studies. So every day you need to dedicate it, maybe let's say 2 or 3 hours for your studies. And each assignment is available at the time of the opening of each module. So you have time to read the assignments, to get knowledge of what is required to succeed. And based on that, you need to start writing your case. First thing that I think is really interesting at Nexford, you have a possibility to discuss with a writing coach. The writing coach is available for you to highlight any concern about the writing style. At Nexford, we use the APA writing style. So if you are not familiar with the writing style, we can book a one-on-one meeting with the writing coach and discuss about the way you can write your assignment. But the different sides, the different kind of assignment at Nexford are, let's say, frequent. The first one is related to business case. So you have a case, you can create a company or work with an existing company. The second one in base of a project submitted by the professor, and based of information that the professor submit to you, we need to draft something and disclose this in terms of reports. And the last one is related to let's say a quick videos that you need to share to the professor explaining the case you submit. And interesting thing with Nexford is the fact that there is no quizzes at Nexford, because quizzes is something you can use to test your knowledge. But when comes the situation when you need to submit your assignment, the thing is Nexford use something that is practical for you, and directly linked to the workplace. So there is no theory, there is no imaginary scenario. All is based on the workplace, and this is something which is very helpful and supportive for you.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for answering that, Alexis. Okay, we've got another question from Simeon who says, how do I get to know my course mates? I'm sure, Yemi, you can be able to answer this question.
Okay. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me clearly? All right,
Yes.
beautiful. So to answer that question, just like May had already said in one of the segments we had a while ago, is when you go to your Nexford canvas, just at the left, on the left pane of your Nexford canvas, there's this menu there. And then when you look down, there's the app icon. You see app icon. Click on that app icon. A new sidebar will pop up, and then you see where you can set, schedule a session with your success advisor. You can also schedule sessions with peer mentors. Okay, peer mentors are learners like you who have been opportunity to mentor others. Okay, so you can schedule sessions with peer mentors. All right, that's one. Secondly, upon admission, Nexford sends you an email, a welcome email. All right. In that welcome email, they give you details on how to log in, set up your canvas, and a couple of other things. One of them is that there is a link to a catalog of WhatsApp groups in that particular email. All right. So you won't click on that link, and then you will find in that catalog on the Nexford website links to different WhatsApp groups, different cohorts. Okay, so you most likely find link to your cohorts, current cohorts in your country. So let's say, for instance, you're in Nigeria, you most likely find a link of January 2025 learners, MB learners. Okay, maybe MSDT, you probably find January 2025 MSDT learners. Okay, and if you are interested in networking and connecting with other learners, older learners, you can definitely join groups of other communities of previous cohorts, so that you can ask questions from people who have gone ahead of you. Okay, whatever it is you're going to express in the program, there are people who are currently doing the program and people who have done it already. So you want to be able to meet these people, ask questions on the WhatsApp groups, so that you can, get guidance. Okay, about get guidance on things or challenges that you might face in the program. Okay, then thirdly, the success advisors are there to help you. Okay, so you can simply send emails to the success advisors, success@nexford.org, and they are very responsive. Okay, so you can send email to the success advisors. Like I said earlier, you can go to your canvas and then you go to the app desk or your canvas, app desk icon on your canvas. You can reach out to the peer mentor, you can reach out to success advisors. You can even schedule one-on-one session with your professors, when needed. Okay, so there are tools that have been made available for you to get all the help that you need, either from professors or from success advisors or from peer mentors or from learners like you on the WhatsApp group or from alumni. All right. Yeah. And somebody like me, I'm always available to also mentor people. All right. I'm accessible. You can find me on LinkedIn. I can, if you need clarity on other things, I can also guide you. Definitely.
Amazing. That's perfect advice. Thanks a lot, Yemi. As you guys heard, yeah, that's you basically answered the third question, which is how do I meet my tutor, which I assume here Simeon was talking about, professors. So there's a ton of ways you can book a one-on-one with them. You can send them an email. You can find their contact information also within your course. All right, let's answer a few questions before wrapping up. We see a question here from Patience saying, I had acquired a scholarship for my master's course, but still pursuing my undergraduate, which will conclude next year. Will the scholarship still be valid to the point at which I will be ready to enroll? That's a great question, Patience. We do have, different partial scholarship offers every month. They do vary. So I would recommend, reaching out to our team so that they can tell you what scholarship offers we currently have available, because I'm certain that it's changed from the one that you were offered in the past, which probably had, like a deadline for that specific scholarship. So please reach out to our team and we can provide you with more information about the scholarship offers that you may be able to get right now. Okay, we have a question from Sola. At maximum, how many courses can I take per month? You can take a maximum of 2 courses per term. A term at Nexford is 2 months, so you can take 1 or 2 courses every 1 or 2 months, if that makes sense. So that's just the course load you can have at any time, any given time, maximum 2 courses simultaneously. And you can finish them in 2 months maximum, or you can finish them in 1 month. And that kind of answers the question about, the flexible pay structure that we have at Nexford. So you can finish 1 course in a month or 2, or you can finish 2 courses in a month or 2, and that's how you can finish your program faster. Patients, you were also asking, please clarify, irrespective of the modules in a course, if I manage to finish, say, like in 11 months, does that affect the payment, or is it is constant payment being made every month irrespective of how fast one is learning? So you pay a fixed monthly tuition fee regardless of how many months you spend studying at Nexford. So if you study for 11 months, for example, let's say for our MBA program in Nigeria, for example, so you would pay $275 each month for your MBA program, regardless of how many courses you're able to take. So if you're able to take 2 courses every month, you're going to finish your program faster. So instead of the average duration for the MBA being 18 months, you may finish in 12 months, you may finish in 10 months, which means you will only pay for those 10 months, or you will only pay for those 12 months. So you only pay for the number of months you spend studying at Nexford. And if you take longer than 18 months, we do have another benefit at Nexford, which is our max tuition policy, which means that if you study our MBA and you happen to take 19 months, or let's say 20 months instead of 18 months, you're only going to pay up to 18 months. So that means you're never going to pay more than the average duration for any Nexford program, which allows you definitely to also save overall on your program tuition, as long as you finish, for example, the MBA in a maximum of 27 months. But you're only going to pay for the 18 months. If you finish faster, you will pay less. So I hope that's clear. All right, Fasten says, how many months does a semester take to complete? So yeah, I just stated that we don't call it a semester, rather we call it a term, and a term is comprised of just 2 months. So how many months does a semester take to complete? Again, there's just an average duration for every program. So our master degree programs, all of them have an average duration of 18 months, whereas our BBA has an average duration of anywhere from 28 to 40 to 48 months, I believe. So yes, Patience says, thank you so much, very clear. I'm happy to hear that. All right, I don't know if I missed out on any other questions. If we did miss on any questions here, guys, I'm just going to share our contact information so you know where else to reach us. Anybody's welcome to book a consultation call at nexforduniversity.com/NXU consult. So you can speak with a senior Nexford Application Specialist who can advise you on our programs. They can hear more about your career and match you with a program that matches your goals as well as your education background. You can also send us an email at help@nexford.edu. You can also chat with us on WhatsApp at the number listed here. We'd be super happy to hear more from you and chat with you, and then hopefully help you get your application and enrollment journey started at Nexford. So yeah, thanks everybody so much for joining us today. I know this was a long virtual tour today, so I thank also Dr. Bill and Alexis and Yemi for taking the time out of their day today to join us and make this webinar today even more beneficial and rich for all of the attendees that joined. So thank you so much, and thanks also to the attendees.
Thank you.
All
Good
right,
luck,
bye.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, May. Thank you, Dr.
Take care.
B. Thank
Take
you,
care, Yemi.
Alexis.
Take care, Alexis.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.